back up a little bit, please.
How can you support your father? How do you support him moving forward?
The moment Christian Combs stood up in that Los Angeles courtroom, everything changed. No warning, no apology, just silence. Then, movement. As the defense dropped a bombshell involving allegations of minors at private parties, the son of music mogul Diddy stood up, pushed his chair back, and walked out. His legal team looked stunned. Cameras clicked. The media scrambled. But Christian didn't flinch. No wave, no nod. Just the exit doors swinging behind him. To everyone watching, it felt like a man dodging the blast before it hit.
We have the latest from federal court in the Sean Combs criminal case. Status of jury selection, what Diddy's going to be wearing, violation of a gag order, rejecting a plea offer.
But the real story wasn't just that dramatic exit. It was what led up to it. Because what's now unraveling is a scandal deeper than anyone expected. One that ties Christian not only to disturbing allegations, but to the crumbling empire of his father, Diddy. And what happens next might define them both forever. It was supposed to be a simple job. Grace Omari, a 25-year-old stewardess, was hired to serve drinks and food aboard a luxury yacht.
This is going to be such a massive trial, like maybe the biggest Hollywood trial. God knows which way it's going to go. Is it going to go on for weeks and months?
Oh, for sure, weeks.
The client? Sean Diddy Combs. The vibe? Family vacation. At least, that's what she was told. But what Grace says actually happened was a non-stop drug-fueled party. Aboard that yacht, she claims, were suspected workers, endless alcohol, and a vibe far from family-friendly. Her lawsuit says the drinks weren't just strong, they were laced. And that one night in particular, December 28, 2022, changed everything.
The last hearing before Sean Combs' trial starts, when he walked into federal court today, he appeared to be looking for his family. They've pretty much been at all of the hearings that I've been to, but there was no presence of his sons or his mother or his sister who had previously been at those hearings.
That night, Christian Combs boarded the yacht heavily intoxicated. Grace says he pressured her into taking tequila shots, groped her, and then, after she tried to escape, allegedly followed her into a private theater room and tried to force her into. She says she fought him off. But that wasn't the end. Because now, she's suing. Not just Christian, she's going after Diddy too.
That's great. And as I'm building up my leverage and I'm, building my team,
saying he knowingly created a toxic, unsafe environment. And she brought the receipts. In court, Grace's attorneys didn't just rely on words. They showed photos of bruises she allegedly sustained from Christian's grip. But more importantly, they introduced audio recordings, clips captured by a producer on that very yacht. In those recordings, Grace is reportedly heard resisting Christian's advances, asking if her drink had been spiked and begging him to stop.
P. Diddy has been a huge individual in the music industry for decades now, and with a lot of new information coming to light about his past as well as what he's been doing behind the scenes, a lot of people are comparing him to the Harvey Weinstein or the Epstein of the music industry.
Lawyers say more tapes exist, ones that haven't even been played in court yet. And then came the twist that changed everything: accusations involving minors. During one hearing, the defense introduced claims that underage guests had been present during what prosecutors are now calling freak-offs, not just parties, but orchestrated drugs, money, and alleged criminal behavior.
So the level of greatness that you have to be to really be able to make a change and affect everything is you have to be greater than what they consider what's out there as great.
The courtroom froze. That's when Christian walked out. Some say it was strategic. Others say it looked like guilt. These weren't just wild parties. According to federal prosecutors, the so-called freak-offs were meticulously planned events hosted or enabled by Diddy and backed by his sons. The Manhattan indictment against Diddy describes an underground world were allegedly brought in.
What advice would you give me on how to find the best in class?
The first thing you need to do for each job is to have a spec sheets, the specifications for that job.
Drugged and filmed performing. And his sons, Christian and Justin, they're not just background characters in the story. Grace's lawsuit and others now suggest the Combs siblings played active roles, recruiting, filming, even distributing money. It's no longer just a father under investigation. It's a family legacy on the line. March 2025. A quiet day in Los Angeles shattered as black SUVs and federal agents stormed Diddy's mansion. A similar scene unfolded in Miami. Drones buzzed overhead, drawn, and inside the homes, laptops, party records, firearms, and, oddly, mountains of personal lubricant. Christian Combs was there. In exclusive footage, Christian can be seen with his hands in the air, pressed against a wall, then cuffed by Homeland Security. His brother, Justin, wasn't far behind. Neither was charged that day, but the optics were brutal. The son cuffed, the father under federal indictment. And, at the heart of it all, a string of explosive accusations, damning audio tapes, and a mysterious video vault prosecutors are desperate to find. It wasn't just a raid, it was a message. We're watching everything now. In the days that followed, the internet exploded. Some fans rushed to Christian's defense. Others flooded his posts with demands. Where's the apology? Why haven't you spoken up? Did you really walk out because of guilt? Christian didn't respond. Not in interviews, not on camera. Instead, he posted one sentence to his story. Stop with the caps. That's Gen Z slang for stop lying. A denial maybe, but no explanation followed. No clarification. Just silence. In the court of law, you have the right to remain silent. But in the court of public opinion? Silence is a statement. And with Diddy already facing a full-blown criminal case, Christian's walkout, his absence, and his cryptic messages only made the story feel darker. More real. Behind closed doors, federal prosecutors were preparing something bigger. In narco cases, in mob takedowns, they use a strategy called a superseding indictment, a new, upgraded charge sheet that ropes in more people as evidence stacks up. And according to legal experts, Christian might be next. Why? Because unlike rumors and blind accusations, Grace Omari's lawsuit is detailed, backed by photos, audio, and timeline evidence. Prosecutors say that's what they need to name new suspects. Christian, once seen as Diddy's golden child with chart-topping singles and a sneaker brand, now risks becoming part of what the feds are calling the Combs enterprise. It's not just. It's about organized crime, the freak-offs, the drugs, the bribes, the videotapes. And if they prove Christian helped recruit, cover up, or participate in any of it, he may go from witness to co-defendant. Christian's legal team didn't waste time. They filed a motion to dismiss the lawsuit, calling the claims outrageous, the evidence unverified, and the story manufactured. Their biggest argument? No metadata on the audio recordings, no video timestamps, no confirmed guest lists showing minors. They say it's all hearsay, designed to smear the Combs name. But Grace's attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, isn't backing down. He's pushing for full discovery. That means emails, security logs, yacht manifests, and, if the judge allows it, sworn testimony from everyone who was on board that week. If that happens, everything goes public. And for the Combs family, that's a risk they can't afford. Because buried in private servers and encrypted texts might be the very proof that turns this from a civil case into a criminal indictment. Diddy built an empire on confidence, on charisma, on control. But now? The empire looks fragile. With one son under civil assault allegations and the other named in a federal racketeering indictment, the bad boy legacy is unraveling in real time. Christian's rising music career has flatlined. His sneaker brand, Younger Luxury, has gone silent. And every press release, every brand deal, every interview has been paused indefinitely. This isn't just a personal scandal, it's a public collapse. The Combs family once represented power, money, influence. Now they're at the center of one of the most disturbing entertainment industry investigations in recent history. And every time Christian refuses to speak, the speculation grows louder. From Grace Omari to Lil Rod to Diddy's former staffers, the number of accusers is growing, and so is the detail in their stories. They're talking about chartered jets, secret parties, coerced performances, audio clips, drugged drinks, even minors being invited to events described as anything but family-friendly. One singer, Tanya Wallace, told TMZ she saw girls who looked like children at a 2018 freak-off. Another source claimed that Diddy's assistant carried a fanny pack filled with drugs, allegedly used to control the women at these events. The most disturbing part? Some of this has already been backed up by grand jury indictments, and prosecutors say they're still gathering evidence. This isn't over, not even close. Christian Combs may not be charged yet. He may even win his motion to dismiss. But one thing is certain. His name will forever be tied to this scandal. The question is, was he just another guest at a toxic party or a willing participant in something darker? His silence speaks volumes. His courtroom walkout made headlines. And if the tapes are what the victims say they are, then this story isn't about protecting a legacy. It's about exposing one. So, can Christian ever clear his name? Or has the shadow of freak-offs, lawsuits, and federal raids already written the final chapter? One thing's for sure, we'll be watching. If you've been following this saga, hit like and subscribe for every twist. And let us know in the comments, is Christian Combs just collateral damage in Diddy's empire? Or is he part of the machine? We'll be here digging through court filings, leaked audio, and sealed indictments until the full truth comes out.